Good evening, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 122. It is still Thursday night. Just got back from my event, went home, had something to eat, and went to the office to take care of some stuff. So my task was to catch up on all my work that I was supposed to do, but I couldn't see anything on my screen, and then make sure my computer was backed up so that tomorrow morning they can take it, use the backup to load on a new system and give me a new system. Of course, tomorrow I'll be out of town when that happens. So I'm going to come in, check in, make it look like, I check in so that it shows that I came in for the day. And then I'll be gone for the day and then come tomorrow night and pick up my laptop. And then I'll have the laptop over the weekend and all that. And whatever I need to do, I can get done. So I just came in. Security guard, real nice guy. I remember last time I was here, I was showing one of my kids where I work, and so I thought, man, one of these times I'm going to catch up with this guy again, and I'm going to bring that up and ask him some questions about the security of the building. So I come in, and he's like, oh man, I haven't seen you in a long time. And I'm like, yeah, you remember I brought my kid in? He's like, oh yeah, that's right. I said, they were fascinated. There's like 10 cameras in this place. And of course I can see on his screen he's got like 50 cameras displayed. And he goes, no, let me tell you what I found out. He said, I found out there's 195 cameras in here. Can you believe this? 195 cameras at the office. And it's not a huge building. And he showed me some. He's like, see that right there? It looks like it's this, like a smoke detector. That's a camera. And see that right there? There's a pinhole camera in there. I'm like, damn, all these cameras everywhere. I said, you can't even pick your nose around here without being seen. So I go to my desk, I catch up on everything. There's one report that's running that's not finishing up for some reason. So I let that go for now. And I thought, well, I'm going to leave. And I'm far enough away from home now that I'm almost to where there's a casino nearby. I said, I'm going to go run to this casino real quick, see if I can make 20 or 50 or 100 or 200, whatever I can make, and then come back to the office, finish my reports, and then head home. So I got everything started. Everything else is done. I'm just waiting for the one report to finalize. And I come back and I'm ready to leave, and he starts asking me about my job and what I do and how to get involved in it, and tells me about how he has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree and in a whole different field, and now he's a security guard. I'm like, man, I wonder what happened to this guy, that he doesn't like those fields or what happened with that, but he wants to break into what I'm doing. So I gave him some pointers about some things to look up and what type of job to start, and what kind of job to do as a starter job, and then do it for a smaller company. And then on your resume, you can put on there that you basically ran the IT department for that company, because you basically were the IT department, or there's 3 or 4 people in the IT department, and you were the head of security there. And so, he was happy, and so I'm leaving. He said if I can come back in the next hour and a half, he'll still be there. I won't have to check in again, but otherwise, he'll let the other security guard know when he comes in. So my goal is to get back here in an hour and a half or so. I'm only like 20 minutes away from where I'm going. So, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I can get in and out and be back here before he's gone. If not, not a big deal. Worst case, even if I have to check in again, that's fine too. So we're going to try to make a little bit of money and then come back to the office, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, just leaving. I was in and out in 20 minutes. And indeed, they are right. They are putting in a lot of machines, but almost every one of them is garbage. So almost everyone is not beatable. And the few that are, we will never find a play on. So not very excited about the new stuff that's there. There's only one machine that I don't know, but I have a pretty good idea of what it is. and I think it's not something that can be beaten either. So not very bright future at that place. But they had promised me too that they're getting rid of things that you can beat, so not a big surprise. So anyway, I think I only played one machine at one level. I think it was a $6 level for probably 10 or 15 spins, and that's all I could find. So everything else was cleaned out. It was pretty quiet in there. There was one active play that, it was in range, but someone was playing it, and I'm not going to wait around forever for $20 or $40 in EV. So I let that go, and I ended up leaving ahead $132. So plus $132, and we're going to head back to the office. We're going to get everything finalized and head home for the night. And then I have an older laptop at home. I am going to put Teams on it and take it with me tomorrow. And hopefully, you know what? I'm going to zip up my favorites and send them to myself and load them on that system. So worst case, anything that I need to do, I can do, except for getting into the VPN, which is, I can get around that. So anyway, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to head back to the office, then back home, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow, which will be Friday morning. So until then, have a good night. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. It is Friday morning. A little tired this morning. Didn't get home till after 1. And we're off. First stop, the office. Of course, the wrong direction from where I want to go. And we're going to get in there, unfortunately, running a few minutes later than I'd like, but that's okay. Get in there, scan the card, and leave, I guess. And then we're going to head off to our first casino. I do have another event tonight. I haven't looked up the time. I think it's a little bit later than the one from yesterday. But it's like, people plan a week ahead. Right now, I'm just trying to survive here. Let me see. No, it's the same time. So, have to be there at the same time tonight. So go through all the motions we went through yesterday. Hopefully with a little bit better results than yesterday. Not that yesterday was bad, but $600 for the day is not quite enough. So hopefully we double or triple that today. We have a good day. So far it's a better day. It's a clear skies, completely clear skies. So it's going to be a nice sunny day. Hopefully it warms up, because right now it is, I don't know what the temperature is, because the temperature gauge in my car is wrong, but it feels way colder. Let me see here. Pulling it up right now, it is 42 outside with a high of 62 today, so a little bit more cold, but we should be fine. At least tonight I'll be indoors. Yesterday we got rained on, but it was all good. So alright guys, just heading to the office, and I'll be back to update you in a while. Alright guys, I am back. Still pretty chilly outside. Just leaving this casino. Very nice day though, sunny day. It looks beautiful. It's just when you step outside you feel how cold it is. But walked around this place, and really there was nothing to find. I found one play that got me excited for a minute, and ended up going nowhere. That's really about it. Really not much to tell. I'm starting to notice some of these people who camp out in the casinos, not because they know what they're doing, but because they want to rob people. And I'm starting to see more and more of these people just hanging around in the shadows, and then you see them in the parking lots. So got to be careful. Watch yourself. Watch your surroundings, and just be aware of everything that's going on. And if there's something wrong, or something seems wrong, don't go right to your car. Go back inside and tell someone, walk to your car, or whatever you need to do. Stay inside a little bit longer. Tell someone somebody looks suspicious. Let them know it. I mean, just take care of yourself. Protect yourself. you only need to screw up one time and that's it. Your life is over. So anyway, I ended up leaving that casino ahead $2. So right now we're going to continue on our trip. We have a team meeting starting in half an hour, so we'll pull over in half an hour, take care of that. I'll probably get some fuel at that point too, even though I won't. Well, I'll be like 40 miles away from being empty at that point. So we'll stop and get fuel and do our meeting at the gas station, and then continue on our trip. So that's what's happening right now. I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, continuing my trip. I'm almost to the next casino. Finished up my group meeting, my team meeting, and all that's taken care of. And we were told, since Monday is a holiday, that we can take the afternoon off. So good thing I'm 3.5 hours away from home already, because that would be terrible for me to have sat in the office this whole time when I could have been traveling and making money. So yeah, we're getting close to our next casino. Going to be a little bit of slots, possibly some blackjack if I can find a decent table, and yeah, we'll go from there. So it's getting a little bit cloudy, but it's still a beautiful day, and hope to have some nice big wins today, round out the week. Tomorrow, Saturday, we're not going to be doing anything. I may swing by one place to play some free play, and then Sunday I will be taking off in the evening and heading, I'll tell you the location after it's over, but I will be heading to this newer casino and see what we can do in that area. If it doesn't work out at that casino, then there are a lot of other ones nearby that are a lot smaller, and I love small casinos. I love popping in for half an hour and seeing the locals and all that. I really do. I really enjoy that stuff. So whether the big casino we're going to works out or not, we're going to have a good time and hopefully make some good money this weekend. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you after my next stop. Alright guys, I am back. So it is kind of nice to be able just to get in the car, and the laptop's already plugged in, the mouse jiggler's already going. As soon as the laptop realizes it has internet from my phone, then I look alive at work, so I don't even have to think about it. I just get in the car and drive, and then every once in a while, if I hear something, that there's a message, then I can look at it. But I was able to bring one of my old laptops, I'm talking real old, and I had to update Chrome before I could do anything else, and then download Teams, and Teams wouldn't work because the laptop's too old, so I had to use the web version of Teams, but that's working for me, so that's all good. I went into this place and started looking around. I saw a lot of very average, not great plays that a lot of people, not me, would play. And as I was walking in, actually, the guy right in front of me, he didn't see me behind him, but he checks slots. That's what he does for a living. So I was right behind him. I knew which direction he was going. I'm like, I'm going to go check out the good machines first. And I went and checked some out, and I found some plays he would like. I found one play I would like. I played that. I was ahead like $27 after that one. And then I ran into him and I said, hey, if you go over there, that machine, it's the way you like it. So he went over there, he thanked me, and I saw him playing it. And then I kept on going. I found one other play, and actually two other plays in the whole place. But that's all I could find. I actually checked a lot of stuff, even some must-hit buys where you have to sit down and it takes a lot of time to go through all the different things, but did not find anything else. But I did end up making a little bit of money there, plus $66 there, and we're moving on to another casino. This casino should have everything open now, and we'll see what we can do as far as making some money on blackjack. So that's our next goal, blackjack, and I'll be back to update you. Alright, so let me just, while this is fresh in my mind, let me just tell you, I just played with the most clueless card counter I've ever played with, I think. I hope he doesn't listen to this, because how did you not know what I was doing? We're moving our bets at the same time. You're going to two hands, I'm raising my bet. I saw you back counting the other day. It was too obvious. You're being too obvious, but you play a good game and you're not afraid of taking a risk. True two, you were at 2x200. Really, almost true two, you were there. So, good game. You look like a nice guy. You know, hopefully we see each other around. But I even said, I'm gonna get, when I saw you go to 2x200 and then it dropped and you dropped it, I was basically saying to you, hey, I don't want to step on your toes, so that you would understand that I knew what was going on. We were on the same team and I didn't want to be at your table if you were playing it. And I don't think this guy got it. But it was pretty decent. I left when it was neutral. That should have given you another hint what I was doing. And on top of that, I said maybe maybe we'll talk sometime. So I thought that would be a hint, and that made you like think about it for a minute. You're like, huh, what does that mean? You might want to just watch yourself and your surroundings, because I picked you out in a second last time, even before you played a hand, just by the way you were walking. You were behind my table, it went negative, you walked away, you counted two tables across the way from me last time, and but they were both like halfway through the shoe, so I don't know what you were thinking, maybe just wasting time until one of them reset the shoe or what, but you definitely have the guts to raise at the right time. You got to be careful on the low limit tables, at this place especially, not to jump too fast. At the high limit tables, they don't really care, but at the low limit, they will. But good game, and I'll catch up with you. But I sat down at this table, bought in for 400, and played 3/4 of the shoe till I was positive, but there's no way this guy is not doing what I'm doing, so I didn't want to step on his toes, and I ended up getting up from the table plus 550 when it got to neutral, because I even said to him, you know, I'm gonna leave it to you after the shoe, so I'm not stepping on your toes. So what does that mean? And he's like, oh no, I'm fine, don't worry about it. What do you mean you're fine? It's already me and the Hawaiian looking guy, and then the Asian lady came to the table. How many people do you want at your table? And we're both doing the same thing, raising at the same time. So anyway, plus 550 on that. And I have not played any slots. I did put some money in a machine because one of the managers was behind me and I was checking it, so it made it look like I was about to play it, but then I cashed it out and left. So anyway, you're all caught up and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. Just getting ready to leave this place. Hopping in the elevator here. And so you heard the first part about the first table I was at with that guy, and I was ahead 550 at that table. So I moved on to another table, eventually found another table, but it was not as good at rules. It was hit 17 instead of a stay 17, and sat down, bought in for 400 in chips, and it was a low limit table. It was like a $25 table, and I was going 1 to 10, 1 to 10 on that one, and just never got the high counts. I was at that table for like 45 minutes and was just never getting any high counts at all. In fact, I got some severely low counts right away. As soon as I got to the table, I was like minus 11 after 2 or 3 hands. I'm like, this is a great start, but I'm like, where am I going to go? I mean, where else am I going to go? Everything is full. This is the only table that's available. So I sat down, I played that, and so I bought in for that 400, and then rebought for 2 more, and 2 more, and then 3 more eventually. Actually, it was like all 2s except the one for a double down was 100. So I was in for a total of 1,100, but I used cash after those first 4 chips because I didn't want to give them a $500 chip. They're like, why are you playing this table minimum bet when you have all these $500 chips in your pocket. So, well, the low, I was on that table for 45 minutes. My low was minus $1,025. And the high at the end of a shoe was plus $50. So after all that, I ended the session ahead $50. Guy came to the table with a voucher and then started pulling out 20s and 10s, and I ended up leaving the table at the end of that shoe plus 50. So and then found another table, and the one guy that I think is a card counter, I'm 100% sure is a card counter, was on the other side. So I didn't want to be at his table anymore, even though I don't think he understands that I was doing what he was doing. But I was giving him the courtesy of not playing on the same table as him. So on the other side there was a hit 17 at $15 minimum, and I played 15 to 200 on that one. And I was at that table for about 30 minutes or so, and then a bunch of people came to the table. When I first got to the table, this older lady came to the table with like $200, and she was betting everything, every side bet, everything. So she was in for like 170 of it on the first hand, and she won that one. And then this Asian guy comes to the table, and he starts playing, and we're losing everything, and she would have hit a giant bonus. If that guy hadn't come to the table, the first hand he was in, she would have hit a gigantic bonus, and she was furious at him, saying, some people don't even ask, and he screwed everything up and all that. So, but he outlasted her, and so she ended up leaving after losing about $1,500 at that table, and then he ended up losing his money and leaving. And then another guy came to the table, and he was going to sit down. He saw that I was starting to bet higher. The count had gone up, and I was max betting it. And so he waited till the shoe ended, and I ended that shoe. So at the low, I was down like 425, and that's when the count started going up. And by the time the shoe ended, I was up 425. So ended up leaving that table plus 425. I played like 2 or 3 slots and ended up ahead. You ready for this? $4. So plus $4 there. So right now we're moving on to another casino. So overall we had a blackjack session plus 550, plus 50, and plus 425, which is 1,025 on blackjack and plus $4 on slots. And we're going to move on to another spot. Now, I got to be really careful here because I'm going to run out of time. It's Friday. The roads are going to get busy really fast, and I cannot miss this tonight. So, again, just like yesterday, I cannot miss this, and I'm already kind of closing in on the time, but should I even go to this next spot? I don't know. Is it worth it to go? And then I'm just going to go in, probably not going to play any table games, probably just take a lap of the slots, because it's not too far away from here, and we'll go in, see if we can make 50 or 100. We might as well. We're not too far away, and then we'll continue on our trip. And from here on, from this next place on, we'll be heading toward home, so I can actually put the address of where we're going tonight, and then I'll have an idea of how much longer I have at each spot, and it'll change with the traffic, obviously. You know how to use maps. All right, guys, letting you go, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I did play blackjack, actually. I had a nice little session. It was interesting because I'm like, okay, just a basic session, just go in. If I'm ahead, it goes negative, I leave. I don't want to stick around too long. I don't want to be behind on schedule and everything, and there could be traffic. It's Friday, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't listen to myself. I went in, I found one good table, I sat down at it, started playing. And immediately I'm up like 450. I'm excited, everything is good, the count's positive. I keep playing. and takes the 450 away from me, takes 500 more away from me, takes 200 more away from me. So I go from being up 450 to being down 700 in about a minute, and continue to play, and things leveled off a little bit, and it was flat for a long time. Make 100, lose 50, make 50, back and forth, and then finally broke out of it and ended a shoe ahead, $500, $500. And interestingly, this is the place I've talked about before where there's a host, probably like a 50-year-old black lady, and she loves me. She doesn't know she's never asked me my name, doesn't know my name. She thinks I'm a high roller because she always sees me around. And she's always coming up to me, talking to me. And she looked like she was off work or something. She had a jacket and she was ready to leave. And I said, "You're not allowed to leave." She came up to me, gives me a hug. She's like, "Oh, you're so handsome." I'm like, what is going on here? This losing weight thing is working or something. But I think it's so funny. I've seen her for 4.5 years. She has no clue what my name is, doesn't know anything about me, but she thinks I'm a regular, so she treats me like a high roller, even though I'm nothing to these people. So anyway, I talked to the pit boss for a while. He's one that was a little frosty for a while, but these days he's very nice to me. And actually, it's funny because when I was leaving, this never happened with this guy before. He actually gives, stretches his hand out and, shakes my hand. So you gotta love it. When things are working like that, you gotta be happy. Come on, brother, get on there you go. This guy's like ready to cut in front of me, but he won't do it. Yeah, all right, anyway.
There's a lane closure ahead.
All right, let me put this thing off so it doesn't start disclosing information. All right, so ended that session. I had another 500, so we're up, whatever, 15, 16, 1700 maybe for the day. And right now we're heading back toward home. So now, for the time that it takes for me to gamble and the time it takes me if I have to stop again for fuel, I have an hour and 10 minutes and eat. So to eat, to gamble, and to fuel up, I have an hour and 10 minutes, assuming regular traffic. If traffic gets worse, then that'll cut into that, but hopefully not. It's early enough right now that it should not be a factor, but it's still pretty darn cold. Now it's cloudy outside, so it's windy, cloudy. I see people mowing the lawn with their jackets on and their wool hats on and stuff like that. So anyway, right now you're all caught up. I did actually see another Advantage player too, and I talked to him for a little while. And I said, "So do you just spend all day here or do you go other places?" He's like, "No, I don't spend all day here." I said, "Oh, okay." He says, "Only till 6. I said, "Okay, what time do you come in?" 8 o'clock. 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., I think you spend all day here. So he said, "This is my home." I said, "Okay, it's your home. It sounds like it's your home. You spend 14 hours a day there." So anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. A lot of excitement for not a lot of results. I walk into this place, and at first I'm not seeing much except a bunch of my friends doing the same thing as me. And then I find one that's just barely in range, one that I really haven't played much lately because it's been tightened up quite a bit and doesn't seem to have the same results that it used to. So I end up sitting down and playing it, and I end up losing like $130. I didn't even finish the play. Ended up losing like $130 and moved on. Found another play at like $4 a spin, played that one and lost another $200. Now I'm down like $340, $350, somewhere in there. And then the one next to it cleared up. A lady had just finished playing it and left it in a good spot for me. Played that one, and then I was only down like $150, and just back and forth, playing all kinds of little plays. And at the end, I was down like 54, I believe. And I ended up finding one more play and playing that one through, and ended my session actually ahead, $8. played a lot of different things, but a lot of them were developing, and I was sitting down as they were developing, so I can see how a lot of these people that stay in one place, especially a place that stays busy, can make money. However, a lot of these places in this area have had people patrolling over and over just to see who's doing what, who's checking, and they're removing people. So right now you can still do it, but you got to be careful. You have to camouflage yourself, not make things too obvious. So +8 there, talked to a couple friends. I was going to get some food while I was there, but decided not to. And then I realized that I'm a little bit behind here time-wise. So I was actually had like 0 minutes left. But again, I had it set to my house, and the place I'm going to, different place than yesterday, is about 10 minutes closer. So I'm about 10 minutes ahead right now. And really, we have to show up way before the event anyway, so it's not like an emergency if I'm 5 or 10 minutes late, but I like to be prompt. So right now I am moving on, and I will be back to update you shortly. Alright guys, as I am continuing my trip, I am going to stop and get a pizza and eat that in the car as I'm driving, hopefully not dripping on myself. And pepperoni, cheese, extra pepperoni and cheese, and no crust. And we'll eat that before we get to the event. And yeah, it should be good. So what did I eat today? So far, had some vegetables, and that was pretty much it. And what did you tip today, MW? And I had 3 sessions of blackjack today, and on all 3 of them I tipped $0. So $0 in tips today, and made some decent money. I don't know how much, 17, 1800, something like that. And I'm going to continue it, you know. So I do need to pick up some free play tonight as well, so we're not going to close this out yet. Just a little bit of free play, but if I don't use it now, it'll expire while I'm on my trip. So we're going to go do that after the event. So we're going to do the event, we're going to go to the office, pick up the new laptop, which is ready, and then we're going to go pick up the free play, and then we're going to head home, and we'll have a day and a half with the family, and then we'll have 3 days gambling. So I still haven't booked the car, and I'm not going to book a hotel. I'll just figure out where I am and either sleep in the car or find a hotel somewhere when I feel like it. So I don't want to be tied down to a certain area, because if something bad happens and I can't go to that casino anymore, then I'm tied down to it every night, and I don't want to do that. So that's what's happening right now, and I'll be back to update you. Woo-wee. Wow, that was long, and it was warm, and last year was warmer, and a lot of people had to meet a lot of people. I had to shake hands with a couple hundred people. So glad that's over. Finally, I'm sweating like crazy, even though it's like whatever, 50 degrees outside or whatever. Anyway, so let's see where we at here. Drove back to town, ate my pizza on the way. It was pretty good. Went to my event, finished that up. Right now, we are going to take a little bit of a drive. It's not as close as work, but I do need to stop by a casino. We got a little bit of free play. Just going to run it through one time, see if we can pick up an extra $100 or so, and then we'll head to the office. We'll get the laptop, and we're done for about a week, because tomorrow, Saturday, not gambling. Sunday, not gambling until nighttime. We'll be landing around 7 p.m. Still don't have a rental car. Got to get that taken care of. Monday, gamble all day. Tuesday, gamble all day. Wednesday, gamble half a day. Come home Wednesday night. Thursday, Friday, travel, long trips both days. So that's what we're up against here. So a lot of stuff happening, and that's okay, because we can handle it. Things are going well. Finally, we want to build on that momentum, keep things going well. So before I close this out, let me run to this casino, see what I can do, and I'll be back to update you with the results. All right, guys, I am back. That place was a madhouse. So many people in there, so much noise, so much stuff, contests going, people yelling, people standing in line at the bar. Unbelievable, very busy place. Not the kind of atmosphere that I enjoy personally, but I'm glad they're all happy. I actually had a lot of ups and downs in there. I'm trying to think about my first play was, I can't, oh yeah. I had like a $40 win on a play that was like at a $3 level, and then couldn't find anything for a while. Finally found a play at $10 a spin, played that one through, and that one took a little bit longer than expected. Ended up losing about $50 on that one. I don't know, just a bunch of ups and downs. And then on my way out, I went to a machine I couldn't get to earlier, and I found plays at two different bet levels. Played both of those, way up, way down, way up, way down, and I just forgot the whole number already. So, I mean, good thing I put it in my notepad. I ended the session ahead, $178, so we're closing in on a $2,000 day. So you gotta love that. Very pleased with that, and right now heading out to the office and get that laptop. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, and the laptop's not that great. It's a new laptop, it's good and everything, but I can't connect to the network at the office. I can only connect to the guest network because of a certificate error. My favorites are gone, my downloads are gone, so they're still on my old system. We should be able to move them if they haven't destroyed it yet. And I can't install Chrome because of some kind of internet error, so I don't know. We'll get it fixed, but it's going to be a little bit painful at first. I put in a ticket request, and we'll see what the service desk says. Hopefully it'll be something simple that I could do, and I don't have to bring it back into the office. I'm thinking they just didn't install the certificate properly, and I can connect to the office VPN and then take care of it that way, and everything will work. Not too worried about my downloads, but I am worried about my favorites. That's the most important thing on my system. So hopefully everything is okay there. I'm going to head on home, hang out with the family, get some time off here, and like I said, Sunday I will be playing. I don't know how much, but I will do some kind of an episode Sunday when I travel, and then when I play, and then I don't know where I'm staying, if I'm sleeping, what I'm doing. So we'll all find out together at that time. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.